Okay, I'm very lucky to have on the phone folk pop Icelandic singer-songwriter and ex-Gus Gus member Hafdis Huld, whose new upbeat percussion-driven single Congolo about the French human spider Alain Robert was just recently released on June the 21st in the UK, and right now is number one on both the Icelandic radio and download charts. Hey there, Hafdis. Welcome to Siren FM.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You currently live in Northamptonshire, don't you?
Kind of on and off when I'm not in Iceland, because my boyfriend's from around here, so I'm spending more time in England than I would normally.
Yeah, I mean, you spend a lot of time there actually, because it's not just touring but also recording. Does the UK feel like a second home to Iceland?
Yeah, it does at the moment. Yeah, I'm getting very used to all the tea drinking.
yeah, you have to, don't you?
Yeah, if you're gonna survive in England, you have to like tea.
Exactly. Actually, I don't like tea that much, and I'm an English person, so...
What? How do you get away with that?
I don't know, secretly. I'm actually surprised I managed to get a second of your time, actually, because your tour schedule in the UK in July is pretty hectic.
Yeah, we just finished the last of the acoustic gigs, and we've got the Secret Garden Festival, and after that I'm going to play in Iceland, so I'm very much looking forward to going home for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, because you've been to Bristol, Bath, Reading and Glasgow, and I think on Tuesday you're going to Manchester to perform Mark Riley.
A couple of days ago we were in Sunderland, which is full of seagulls, and then we were in Halifax.
Halifax?
Yeah, we've been to loads of places I'd never been to before.
Have you heard of these places before?
Some of them, but I have to admit, not all of them. But it's been nice. Been seeing loads of different places and just doing acoustic gigs, trying out the new songs, and hopefully I'll return in the autumn with my full band.
Oh, brilliant! What's the best part of the UK you visited so far, then?
What's the best part? I think for audiences, I thought Glasgow was absolutely brilliant because it's just so welcoming, and the audience was kind of completely quiet when you're singing your songs, and then very enthusiastic after each song. So that's always very much appreciated.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what's the most peculiar thing you've seen, though, on tour?
The most peculiar thing I've seen has to be when my banjo player was walking with fish and chips down the pier in Brighton, and this ninja seagull came and picked up his whole fillet of fish from basically his hands and ate it, so he only had chips for dinner.
Wow, how weird is that? I've never seen that.
But apparently, and I watched it happen, and then I wanted him to do it again so I could actually take pictures of it, but he did not see the funny side of that. But apparently this is a famous seagull. He likes his meat his fish cooked, so he actually does this. He goes and steals fish of tourists.
Yeah.
So that would be the one that stands up.
I mean, who's the strangest person you've met on tour?
Strangest person I've met on tour? I've just met a lot of really nice people. I haven't really met that many strange ones.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure everyone would say that, but that's good. Do you tour with a band, don't you, of nice English people?
Yeah, sometimes I tour with a band, and sometimes when we do acoustic shows, then it's just me and Alistair. He normally is the banjo player, but he plays guitar and ukulele when we do acoustic shows.
What are the names of the band members when you have more than just Alistair then?
Yeah, so I have Alistair Wright on guitar and mini keyboard and banjo, and then I have Steve Ling, he plays guitar, and then I've got Sarah Croft, who plays glockenspiel and keyboards and does backing vocals with me.
Who sleeps most on tour then?
Who sleeps?
Yeah, who sleeps most?
I think there would be a competition between me and Steve. I like sleeping.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever tried to teach them Icelandic at all, and has it been successful?
Actually, before we played Iceland Airways Festival, it's a couple of years ago now, and Sarah wanted to greet people in Icelandic. It was interesting, and let's just say, since we're going back in October to play the festival again and to do a release gig for the new album, I think I will spend a little bit more time on Sarah's Icelandic. But it didn't really matter, because all the boys think she's so gorgeous that it didn't matter, that it didn't make any sense. Yeah.
I mean, have they tried to teach you any English phrases as well?
Oh, yeah. I'm picking up a lot of English phrases. I've kind of been collecting these long, complicated words, because I think that's quite impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair to say you love to blog.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love to watch your video blogs. I'm really hooked to them. I mean, you pretty much redefined the meaning and purpose for having behind-the-scenes footage. I mean, before that, right, they're mostly boring and worthless, but you've turned them into an entertaining, engaging and funny viewing experience.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you think that. Actually, need to update it, need to put a new one in soon, but I've just been so busy finishing the new album that me doing kind of running around with a video camera being silly has had to come second, but I will fix that soon.
And what got you into blogging in the first place?
Don't know. Just kind of we started filming things on the road, and then when we watched it back, we were like, what? I don't remember this and don't remember that, and we thought since we found it funny, maybe somebody else would.
Well, it is funny, trust me. Why do you think it's a very useful tool to reach out to your fans?
Because if you're from an island, like Iceland,
yeah,
it is going to cost you quite a lot to fly over, and it just means that people that, you maybe can't afford to go and play for just yet, can kind of follow what you're doing.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
So it just makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I remember you were going to start up your own international elf watching business.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's still very much an idea, but I'm just waiting for the right time,
So, what are the latest developments on that, or have you not had any time with the touring?
I mean, I made the video, and I'm pleased to say that there have been thousands of people watching it. So there seems to be a market for my elf watching business. But I need to. I probably need to do an updated video, don't I?
Yeah,
See what the latest development has been in the elf in the elf neighborhood above my house.
Yeah, because I really want to know. So
yeah, no, I'll find out. Maybe I'll do an update. I'm going home in about 3 weeks, so I'll drag my sister out into some lava and make an elf update.
To be honest, you don't have a lot of competition. I mean, I haven't heard of another elf watching business. So
you haven't?
No.
No, good, because that's what I thought. I thought it was quite a unique thing, and a lot of foreign people would ask me, do you all believe in elves, and do you all, talk to elves and trolls? And the thing is, in Iceland, even if you wouldn't believe in elves, you wouldn't take the chance of, making them angry, so you wouldn't say anything bad about them.
Oh, no.
And therefore, I mean, even in the town where I'm from in Iceland, they made a road bend around a big stone because they believed there were elves living in the stone and they didn't want to, fuck with them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
You want to be on the safe side, my friend.
Now let's talk about your new single, Congolo, which came out in June 21st in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's from your new second solo album.
Yeah.
Now I know Congolo means spider in Icelandic, and it's about your fascination with the French extreme climber, Alain Robert.
Yeah, I sent him the song, and he's written back to me.
Oh, really? What did he say?
He says he loves the song, and he's especially impressed with the lyrics. And I said, hey, you would be. It's a song about what a hero you are,
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, it's brilliant. And if you need any footage of me, just let me know, and gave me his direct number. So it's good. I've got a superhero friend now.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, when did you first see the guy in action?
Actually, I haven't seen him like in action, with my own eyes. But I saw him on TV and just thought, this man deserves a song.
I mean, you don't know, but he might like heavy metal music. You don't know that, do you?
I might like heavy metal music.
No, he might like heavy metal music.
He might.
Yeah.
Yeah, but since then I found out that he likes the song, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And he's, now I've got a superhero friend, and then I wrote to him and told him, that the song about what a cool hero was went to #1 in Iceland, and he was very pleased. So I'm hoping that if I play in France anytime soon, I can somehow incorporate the human spider. That would be good.
Yeah. I mean, do you reckon he takes an MP3 player with him when he climbs skyscrapers?
I don't think he has been doing, because from the footage I've seen, he hasn't had an MP3 player, but I think it would only be fair if the next time, he would actually be listening to Congolo while wearing a It's Hard to Hang Out with Hafdis t-shirt.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was going to say next time he climbs the Empire State Building, he should be listening to your song.
I know, but then I would feel really bad if, in case it puts him off, if he kind of just gets lost in the groove.
Oh, that's negative, though.
Yeah, so I think I'm not going to mess with him, because the method he seems to have is working.
Yeah.
So I think I'm happy if he's just listening to it in his free time, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you couldn't get him to perform his skills for your music video.
I know, because he was arrested in Australia for climbing some high building. But it's
Really?
cool because my friend Ben stepped in. We got him a cheap Spider-Man costume and some gardening gloves, and then he just kind of swung a rope around a big branch on a tree, and then he was swinging and doing some upside down stuff. So it was good.
Where was this set? What forest?
It was by the beech tree in King's Cliff, which is the village where my boyfriend is from. So he said, we've got a big tree, we just hang Ben up that tree, and that's what we did. You know, because it's kind of like, it would have been brilliant to have the human spider, but Ben was good as well, and I could pay him with chocolate, which I probably couldn't have got away with the human spider.
Oh, do you think you'd have to pay him money?
I mean, do you think you could pay the human spider in M&Ms? I don't think so.
No,
Let's
no.
just, let's ask ourselves this question. I don't think it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.